Hey, what's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Welcome to the Gamers at Large Midweek Show, episode number 2. Tonight, I got with me Mr. Red Fox. How you doing, man?
Hello, this is my first time being on this midweek one. Looking forward to it. Also looking forward to Age of Avengers tomorrow.
You mean Age of Ultron, man?
Age of Avengers, Age of Ultron. Look, I just want to
Avengers 2.
see people get beat up. That's all I need to see. In
Yep.
spandex, beating each other up. It's great.
Okay. And we got Gilligan. Gilligan, how you doing, man?
Sup guys, this is Gilligan Sash here, and I'm too am so hyped for not only just for the Avengers, but all of May, and yes, even Splatoon. I'm still hyped for that game. Voice chat be damn, I'm still buying it. I'm hyped for it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So by now, just like last week, the show basically we're going to go over the releases for the week. We're going to hit up a couple of more little off the wall topics, and then we'll get you out of here. Like I said, this ain't going to be no more than 30 to 45 minutes. So let's jump into these releases for the week. So starting off, we're going to start off with Square, and let me find it. I know I had it. God dog it. I hate when pages refresh on you by themselves. There we go. All right. So, for let's see, April 29th. And some of these are going to be actually they're going to be cross-platform games, and this is for Europe. Same for North America. Sorry, guys. Got to find
For
my North
Europe?
American one. Now I know good and well I had it on the page. All right. Well,
You
while I'm
can't
waiting for
find it?
that, we'll just go over to Xbox. Okay. Whoa. Well. Uh, um. Well, according to IGN, Xbox does not have anything coming out this week.
Well,
According to
no,
IGN.
no.
According to
I
IGN's
mean,
release date.
games for gold, but I mean that's stuff that already came out. But you can get for free if you've got Xbox Live Gold. So yeah.
Yeah. So looks like we'll have to go over theirs next week as they have a couple of releases down here for next week. So nothing for Xbox outside the games for gold, which I don't know what they are, but like Red Fox said, most times there are games that are already had releases. So let's see, Nintendo for April 30th, there is the Amiibo Tap. It's a free download, basically what they're talking about in that direct. I want to say, April 1st or yeah, the April 1st direct. It's up in the eShop for let's see, for free, so you don't have to worry about paying for it. So
I'm downloading that now, actually.
okay,
It's free 99.
yeah, free 99.
Yep.
And let's see, Virtual Console. You got Paper Mario from the 64.
Oh snap! I gotta download that.
Yeah. Okay. DLC. Well, I'm not gonna go over DLC. Let's see. There are some temporary discounts on the Wii U. Just in case there's some games you're looking into. Kung Fu Rabbit is gonna be $1.49. How to Train Your Dragon 2 is gonna be on discount for the month of May, as is Monster High 13 Wishes, Art of Balance, Family Tennis, Nano Assault Neo, Penta Puzzle, Toss and Go, and TNT Racers. So if you're
Oh, that's
looking
for
for
the
any of those
eShop, right?
games, huh?
That's for the eShop, right?
Yeah, that's for the eShop. Those are the temporary discounts for the eShop. For the 3DS, let's see what we got. 3DS releases. I hope I'm saying this right. Karus, the Beast of Eden. I don't even know what that is. Heart Beating, My Horse 3D, Best Friends. I don't know what that is. And for it as well for the 3DS eShop, and that's Shin Megami Tensei 4, It's going to be $14.99 for the week for next week, basically.
Oh,
Castle Conqueror Defender. That's for the month of May, as well as Demon King Box, Quell Memento.
Hello.
okay then. So, Demon King box, Quell Memento, which seems to be kind of cool. Let's see. Fan-made. Hold up, folks. I'm just trying to find this information. um. Sorry, I can't seem to find the information.
On the for the 3DS eShop?
For the 3DS eShop, yeah. Here, let me. You got to go to the Nintendo website.
This month from Sony. And I just lost my page.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome sauce. All right. There we go. All right. Phew. Back. Okay. Dang, that's it? So PlayStation 4, we got Broken Age, Project Root, and something called Paperbound. Okay. PlayStation
Sounds like
3
Paper Mario.
is. Oh, that's what that
It
is?
sounds like Paper Mario Earthbound.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it's a quiet week. It's a very quiet week.
Yeah, I think it is going to be a very quiet week. So I don't think because they do have like a PlayStation 3 thing down here, but it's like a bunch of the PlayStation 2 game thing that they do on PlayStation 3. So
yeah, Golden Week.
If you have a PlayStation 4, check your store and check the store on the PS3.
Yeah, so, Golden Week is in. There's going to be a ton of next week, right?
Next week, okay. So
yeah,
I thought that was next week. Okay.
Yeah, Golden Week is next week. There's going to be tons of sales on like Japanese RPGs and games from Japanese developers. So, save your money. Or not, whatever makes you happy.
So, can we talk about the more exciting stuff?
And what would be the more exciting stuff?
Oh, the revealing of Ukulele from Playtonic Games.
Ukulele. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I'm of two minds. I'm happy that there's getting a basically Banjo-Kazooie, but they can't use Banjo-Kazooie, so they're using the next best thing. And it's being developed by the people who made the original Banjo-Kazooie and Conker's Bad Fur Day and Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 64. And I mean, these people are masters of their craft, and they are making a 3D collectathon. So it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm totally hyped for it. You know, we're finally gonna get a good open world 3D platformer for once, and not that Sonic Boom. Sorry, I just gotta throw that out there. But yeah, I hope what I think it's gonna be funded like in a snap. Once that Kickstarter comes, people are gonna throw so much money at it, just like Mighty Number 9. So I don't think we have to worry about it, flopping or anything in the Kickstarter.
Well, I mean, like I said, these are from the people. Like, okay, the Rare that exists at Microsoft isn't the Rare that we grew up with, but the people who made those games that we grew up with, those Rareware games that we were like, oh, lost our minds over during the SNES and N64 and to some extent the GameCube. Those people are working on this game. So, I mean, there's no doubt these people have a track record of making awesome games, so we don't have to worry about it. Just give them money. Just throw your money at them and give it to them, and you'll be fine.
Did you just say throw money at people?
Throw money. Hey, the Rareware people that made those games, that, I mean, they aren't at Rare anymore. They've got their own little indie studio now. Throw your money at them. Yes, throw your money at them. Because, I mean, you know it's going to be awesome. These people know how to make good games. They have a track record of making good games. So, you know, I'm not like, it's not like it's some guy with an awesome concept but hasn't made anything. These are people who have made a decent amount of really good games. So I got to roll with it.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And let me apologize, people. I've been having some technical difficulties with Verizon lately, so sorry about freezing out for a second back there. And while we're on the subject of, you know, games, Kickstarter, if you don't know by now, Mighty Number 9, as it was supposed to come out this month, got pushed to September 15th for everything except 3DS, Vita, and was it Mac or was it Linux?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I don't know which one, but the article I read said that like they're being handled by somebody else, but everything else is September 15th. So I don't know. I do remember them saying April, but hey, whatever. If you needed more time, you needed more time. So I got faith in Inafune. So that should be an awesome game.
Oh,
It
totally.
looks like a Mega Man game, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
boy.
least it is somewhat like a Mega Man game, and like, you know, Capcom pretty much they didn't haven't made a Mega Man game in years. So
Well, that's the funny thing is that we went from getting like people. I remember people like, "There's too many Mega Man games," and now we aren't getting any from Capcom proper, and it's like people are mad. So it's kind of like, you know, they need to find that happy medium.
True. Happy mediums are nice
yep.
if you can find some. So
Yeah, especially in this gaming community.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Let's see. What? Since this week is a light week, and we're on retro gaming. Has anybody played any of those Retrons?
I have played on the
No.
Retron 5.
Retron 5?
Yes.
Your thoughts?
Uh,
A quick
it's-
mini review from you.
Okay, the Retron 5 is a decent bit of hardware if you have the original games, but there are a few design choices with it that are a bit baffling that I discovered, like, you know, how can I describe this? Basically, it has everything that you'd want in a modern retro emulation console, because that's what it's doing. It's emulating SNES, NES, Genesis, Game Boy Advanced, and what was the other one? There's a fifth one. Game Boy. So basically, it's five of those. It's those five consoles in one. It emulates all of them. You can hook it up to your TV or your PC using HDMI or standard component cables. Although HDMI is preferable because then you can do all types of cool stuff. You can use in the options menu of the Retron 5. You can go and do all types of cool stuff, like have scan lines and smooth out the jaggies and make stuff look nice. Because let's be frank, y'all. Anyone here who has older consoles that aren't built for the modern TVs and tries to play those games on a modern TV, they look weird.
How weird? Weird, haha, or weird, uh-oh?
No, weird that it's just those like, okay. I hooked up my SNES to my big screen. It's 1080i. It's a 1080i TV in my basement because I've upgraded all the other TVs in my house, but not the one in the man cave yet. So it's 1080i, and it looks blown up. It looks weird on my big screen because SNES wasn't built to go on a
Definitely.
1080i TV.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the SNES, one of my favorite consoles of all time. It just wasn't built to go with that. The Retron 5 changes that by letting you change the aspect ratio and all that type of stuff, which is a good thing. But then there's the caveat, which is, I mean, if you're someone like me who has tons and tons of cartridges, but not tons and tons of space to leave them out because I don't want people coming to my house and judging me. So I have an EverDrive. I basically took a lot of my games and I ripped them and put them on my EverDrive, on my SNES EverDrive cart. You can't use an EverDrive with a Retron 5, which is baffling, because if you have like 200 SNES games, 200 plus or 100 plus or even 50 plus, you don't always want to be constantly going around switching out cartridges. And also the pins that they use for the cartridges on the Retron 5 are very stiff, so you can almost you can almost break it trying to take cartridges in and out of it, which kind of sucks. But other than that, if you are someone who has the games but doesn't have the console anymore, then the Retron 5 is for you. If you have your console, or you can get yourself one reasonably cheap, because the Retron 5 is a little pricey.
This one is $150, right?
Oh God, no! I think they raised the price because it used to be $150, and I think they raised it again, because I know originally they said it was going to be $99.99 or like $120 something, and they went up to $130 and then $140, and I think they raised it again. I mean, the thing is that you can find SNESs, but I mean the Retron 5 is 5 of those things in one. So I mean sometimes you can find a Game Boy cheap. And I'm gonna be that guy. I'm a purist. You should always have the original console, but if you can't, the Retron 5 is a decent substitute. I recommend it for people who don't have the means or don't feel like trying to source like a Genesis, SNES, Game Boy, a Game Boy Advance, and a Master System.
Okay. All right, so it would probably be perfect for somebody like me that can't find all his games, and a couple of his consoles finally then gave up the ghost. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That works. So, well, people, you heard it here first. So, and on that note, I will say this for my Killer Instinct fans. Cinder did come out today. I will be doing a pointer on that one with Zen and Shadow Fox. So Shadow Fox Infinite. So
Can
be on the lookout for
I
that.
can I tell you about his theme? His theme song is so friggin' amazing. The
Did
fact
they
that
bring
they
back
just
the old
pretty much,
one?
oh yeah, they pretty much remixed, they rearranged his original theme, and it sounds so much better. Like it's so metal, it's crazy. Like it totally fits him.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's
Like,
awesome.
I was always a Glacius guy, but whatever. I know it's terrible. I know Glacius gets melted by Cinder and Chief Thunder's finishing moves. I know. I like Glacius. Okay.
No, there's nothing wrong with Glacius. Glacius is actually pretty cool once you get the handle on his moveset. He's actually
Yes, yes. That teleport always saved me. People be like, "I'm gonna destroy you." No, you're not.
Yeah, no, you're not. So, yeah. So you might want to, if you have Xbox One and you are a fan of Killer Instinct, I'm not gonna lie. Iron and Galaxy has been doing a good job on season 2. I actually like what they did with a lot of the characters. The only character I really don't like what they did with was TJ Combo, and that's because I have personal reasons behind that. But other than that, I mean, I think they've done a pretty good job so far. One more character to go, and that's the actual main villain, so to speak, of the game. So we'll have to see that. I think that's in May. So, all right. Before we go to question and answer, I want to talk about the rumor mill. So, one rumor that I actually heard of, I actually read, was Child of Light. So, if you are a Child of Light fan, like myself, we may be getting a sequel to the Child of Light. They also released a art book, a free ebook art book, kind of. called the something Robert. Um, it's basically where is it? Here it is. Child of Light, Reginald the Great. 2 years after the events of Child of Light, and you basically the story actually because it's actually a story. My bad. It's a story that basically is about the son of Robert. It's actually pretty cool. I actually downloaded it and read. So if you got it, it's a great little like story time book. If you want to get into that. So have you guys heard any rumors tonight?
Uh,
Any specific rumors?
Any specific ones?
uh,
Hmm. I'm not too sure. I may know of some, but I've pretty much forgotten right now. I don't know what's up with me as of lately. I seem to forget like some of the small things that I just don't keep grasping in my mind too. So actually I actually did wanted to
Mhm.
tell you though what's also coming out in May, aside from the Splatoon game, is the Splatoon Direct.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
We're
I'm
not talking
pretty.
about May. We're gonna do that next week, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's next.
Oh,
Yeah, that's next week. You're
all
jumping the
right.
gun a little bit.
he jumped the
So
shark,
Sorry
Gilligan.
about that.
yeah, we're gonna talk about that one next week. But yeah,
Yeah.
rumors that I heard, the whole Child of Light, which I actually I enjoy that game. So I guess we'll go into some questions. Name right, man.
Yeah. So
That I hope I'm saying. Let's see, but Lupacilo, and he said, "Would you?"
Uh,
A few technical difficulties. Here's the question: would you buy a food mascot fighting game, e.g., Ronald McDonald, Pillsbury Doughboy, Tony the Tiger, Chester Cheetah,
I
etc.
would.
fighting
You
game?
buy it. Cool finish. It would be hilarious. Yeah, game. Yeah.
Uh, it depends on what it's like. If it's going to be a Smash Brothers clone, then no. But if they were to do a claymation thing, like Clay Fighters with the California raisins added in
Oh, that
there,
would be hilarious.
that would be oh Lord. As a matter of fact, go and get the people that made Clay Fighters to make that game. Kickstart that
if they're
game.
still around.
I don't
If they're
care. Kickstart that game in claymation, and you could have like Chester Cheetah, the
the,
California raisins, and
the
like
Tricks
all
Rabbit.
the Tricks Rabbit, Lucky Charms, Tony the Tiger, Chester Cheetah, Cool Spot because he hasn't been around in a long time. Um, beat the daylights out of each other in a one-on-one 2D fighter in clay style. I'd love that. It'd be awesome.
That's funny because I used to have came up with an idea similar to that, but with like a bunch of famous cartoon characters.
Hmm.
Like from Disney, Warner Brothers, DreamWorks, Pixar, all that kind of stuff. But that'll be another podcast or another time. For another time, pretty much.
Okay. Um, okay, so we have another question here. What exactly was wrong with Sonic Boom? I
The
played
Tricks Rabbit. Yep.
Tricks are for kids. We have another question from Lupacillo, which is what exactly was wrong with Sonic Boom? He says he played it for a few hours. It seemed like a regular modern-day Sonic game to me. Is the media just exaggerating because it's Sonic? Uh,
I'd say yes and no. Yes, because everything there has been pretty good Sonic games as of late, but yet they don't treat them like, oh, they're like the classics and stuff like that. But at the same time, there are some Sonic games that do deserve to get crapped on, like Sonic Boom. You
No,
know,
the problem with Sonic Boom is this, okay? They tried to serve too many masters, okay? If Sonic Boom had just been a Ratchet and Clank clone, like literally, you just ran around as Sonic and you'd have like a side character with you, like you could choose the side character, switch between the two, it would have been an okay game. Not great, but okay. But they were like, okay, we're going to add speed sections that aren't really that good. We're going to have platforming that isn't really that good. You had multiple things that just weren't that good. In a game, like in gaming, you should focus on what you're good at. These people were trying to be like try to please too many people, and they wound up spreading themselves too thin. They got a really high quality graphical engine that basically like they were unfamiliar with and was barely working on the hardware, and so like to please people who are really into how it looks. Then they tried to please the Sonic fans, the old school Sonic fans with speed. Then they tried to please the people who wanted like an action adventure platforming style game, and that didn't work. And it just, I mean, they couldn't please anyone, and so they wound up creating Sonic Boom, which was just, I mean, the worst thing is that was like the last exclusive Nintendo title that Nintendo and Sega had in their little special relationship, and that's embarrassing for Sega. But
oh yeah. The only decent thing that came out of it was Sonic Lost World, and that's it, pretty much. Even that's not even enough, you know.
well, I mean, Sonic Lost World was basically Sonic the Hedgehog in Mario Galaxy, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if something works, if you got to steal it from someone else, that's still a pretty good game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I personally enjoyed it, but again, it's like Mario and Sonic. You went for Mario Sonic Lost World. Think you were gonna get something better, but nope. Apparently, I gotta say this: Sonic Boom definitely has more of an identity crisis than Resident Evil 6.
Mm,
That's saying a lot.
I wouldn't like Resident Evil 6 had like each character's chapters like that focused on that character was tailored for certain types of gameplay. So like Leon was more classical Resident Evil, but Chris's was more like run and gun, blowing stuff up, and like the chicks one, I forget who it was, which one, I can't remember all the stuff.
Alba
Hers
Wesker's
was like,
son.
it was tailored. Each part was tailored for different people. But I mean, Sonic Boom, like, and what they did, I mean, even though it went against the formula of Resident Evil, like the action segment were actually kind of fun. The Leon segment was actually kind of fun. I mean, like what they did in each segment worked. With Sonic Boom, none of it really jived all that well. So it kind of hurt it. But I think we spent too much time on Sonic Boom. We have another question, but this one is not from Lupasillo.
I gotta compliment on what you just said. That's pretty much the most positive thing you said about Resident Evil 6 ever.
Well, I mean, I've played Resident Evil, but I'm not enamored with it because I basically played different horror games than a lot of other people when Resident Evil came out. So, like, I'm not like Resident Evil, so creepy. So the next question is from Tony Kaname Kuran. Guess that's how you pronounce his name. I don't want to get anyone angry or anything.
Sounds like a dish.
Well, I don't know. If Yooka-Laylee didn't reach the Kickstarter goal, which publisher do you think will be funding Playtonic's debut title? Nintendo or Microsoft?
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Well,
that's good. It could go either way, actually.
well, I'll be frank with you. As much as I dislike Microsoft and think that they just didn't really, well, as much as I don't like Microsoft, I will say that if the smart thing to do, if it didn't reach its Kickstarter goal, which is like nigh impossible at this point. There's no way it's not going to reach its Kickstarter goal, even though it hasn't even started yet. Like I know that game's going to get funded, but as long as they keep their, as long as they budget it correctly. But I would say what Microsoft should do is just snatch up Playtonic and say, "You guys make a Banjo-Kazooie game." But that's not going to
Whoa.
happen.
That's
So
definitely wishful thinking.
that would be smart of Microsoft. But with that being said, like these are people who used to work at Rareware under Microsoft, and I think they'd rather jump out of a window before getting into that bed again. So I think Nintendo would be more likely because they remember when they had really good stuff coming out on the regular. So what do you think?
I think Nintendo probably will because heck, they've been very supportive towards the indies so far. They have been supportive towards like the other third party developers like Platinum Games and Itagaki's dev team. I don't know their actual dev team name, but it's pretty much the people that are making Devil's Third. The fact that Nintendo revived those franchises, you know, I think it's probably a yeah, I think Nintendo will probably definitely help fund Playtonic's game Ukulele, and that will just be amazing. Bring back so many childhood memories in the Banjo-Kazooie days, but in a modern setting, technically, because we've got a new character, we have a new setting, possibly some new concepts in terms of gameplay, for what we've seen. Game just looks gorgeous, you know. And all we're gonna say is that, unfortunately, it will just really make all the other Banjo-Kazooie style games that were going for it, those Banjo-Kazooie style 3D platformers, are completely irrelevant. Especially some of those I've seen, because it's the game looks gorgeous. Number one, and number two, it's made by the same people who did, Banjo-Kazooie, DK64, Donkey Kong Country. So yeah, so that's just pretty much is. And I will be surprised, I'll be surprised or not surprised about certain aspects.
I'll tell you the truth. I would love to either see another Donkey Kong Country, like in the vein of Donkey Kong Country 64, with a return of King K. Rool. That would be awesome. Or King K. Rool, however you want to say it. That would be awesome.
I think Retro Studios, I believe, was sort of contemplating on making something like that. Like they said, their next Donkey Kong game might actually be like a 3D platformer. Who knows?
I just want to see King K. Rool come back because it's been a while since I've seen him, and I want to do something. I want to do something. I want to do something new. But I digress. We have another question here from Lupacillo. Do you really think a Banjo-Kazooie in 2015 will make as much of an impact as in 1997? I don't. I'll be frank with you. If it was released by the people who made the original